Yo, what's going on everyone? Before we hop into this video, I do have to let you know that it is sponsored by Blitz Rise of Heroes, which is a new idle RPG game. Blitz has already been nominated for the Game of the Month in the UK App Store. On top of the campaign, there is an extreme amount of customization you can do with your team. There are over 50 unique characters, each with their own unique backstory, great personality traits, and stunning visuals. Blitz Rise of Heroes also has its own community with thousands of members on its Discord. The game is also featured on both official and fan YouTube channels. And last but not least, you can actually meet people in-game via the in-game chats. In Blitz, there's a lot of end-game content as well. There's the Flaming Fortress, the Treasure Maze, and the Arena. These mechanics give you the opportunity to fight real people as well as powerful enemies and bosses. All in all, Blitz Rise of Heroes attracts gamers from all over the world with its stunning graphics, incredible auto-battler gameplay, and fast-paced battles with breathtaking sound and visual effects. You can check out the game by scanning the QR code at the top right of the screen, or you can check it out in the link in the description, and let's get into the video.
Welcome to
Yo,
Brawlhalla.
what's going on everyone? Today we're going to be talking about this update, this patch in in Brawlhalla. So for everyone who plays Brawlhalla not on PC, you guys have had different sound effects for your moves, for like every or most moves in the game, forever. And yesterday, Brawlhalla decided to put all of the console sound effects onto PC. You know, regardless of what you think about them, the timing is really, really bad. There is a big LAN tournament coming up in 2 weeks from today. Actually, there's a big LAN coming up, and you know, for the first LAN event in 2.5 years, you would think that it would be a priority for BMG to, you know, not really want to interfere with competition. You know, like it wouldn't be a good idea to change a game-wide system that could affect players. Now, sound, if you play the game with sound on, it affects you in some way. You know, changing the sound effects, whether you're doing it consciously or subconsciously, changing the sound, you know, people are reacting to moves based on sound. That's undeniable. That's just how it is. So it's very, very peculiar that a change like this could happen 2 weeks before the first LAN, and in 2.5 years since 2019 there hasn't been a LAN, and yeah, it is really just telling. And the other reason why the timing is so insane is because this is the week that Multiversus, the like new platform fighter from Warner Brothers, Multiversus was available to playtest this week, and this is like the first time that people have really seen Multiversus, because previously it was all under like NDA. So like basically what I'm saying is this is the worst week possible that this could. I completely forgot about that. I'll talk about that in a second. Like, this is the worst possible week for them to have like a bad PR move, you know? And the worst part about it is I'm literally not even surprised. Like, I'm not even surprised that for the first LAN back, like something like this could happen, you know? Like, this is just so in character for how Brawlhalla has been, like, forever pretty much. And it's really, really disappointing. It's honestly, it's pathetic that a fuck up of this magnitude could happen in 2022 for Brawlhalla. But yeah, I mean, also, okay, so you know, that's all regardless of what you think about the noises. The noises are literally bad. Like, I genuinely believe that pretty much every change that they made to the audio is worse than it was before. You know, it's like recycled noises. Like, for example, Sword End Light. Let's listen to Sword End Light. It just doesn't fit, you know? It's 7 years into the lifespan of a game is a little late, in my opinion. to change the noise on every single move. It's just like a little late. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But it just seems, it's like so, it is so odd. Seriously, it is so odd. Also, what also? Also, this patch came with new crossovers, Street Fighter 2. And this is the other thing, like, I was just playing Luke, right? I was just playing Luke. And this character, Luke, is literally bugged. Like, there's an animation. Or, okay, his gauntlet side sig, there is no animation where there's a hitbox. I'll show you guys after this game. It is it's actually mind-boggling. Because, okay, so they started releasing crossovers after Rayman, right? Rayman was BCX 2018. And the first crossover that they released, WWE. Actually, I'm not sure if that was the first crossover. No, that was like the second crossover, maybe the third crossover. But with WWE, they introduced Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, on release, his hammer and sig literally did not match the move at all. Like, there was no animation for where it actually hit. And it caused like a very big outcry in the community about how crossovers are not what's the word? They're not true to competitive integrity. Like, they shouldn't be allowed in tournaments because they are an advantage. You know, being a pay to win, you know, that's like a problem in and of itself, but it's literally just not fair, regardless of like having to pay for it or not. So, you know, in like following that, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but you know, there was a statement that there would no longer be absurd crossovers, like characters with crossovers with SIGs that drastically changed how moves looked and like how they were. And I guess I'll just show you it now. It's really just, you know, like, I don't understand why it has to be like this. Like, why do they have to release crossovers that are so inherently just broken? I don't understand. Like, pretty much, okay, this SIG, it's so hard to see. Like, that's just one thing. But I'll just show you this. You see this? This is the frame that it hits. Okay, he's charging up. Boom. He's literally getting hit by the air. It's insane. It's insane. And that's not even to mention Dalsim. Where is Dalsim? Now this character, his down sig on Axe literally just looks like he's jumping. It literally looks like he's jumping. It's ridiculous, man. This one is even more absurd. It literally looks like you're just jumping. And then the last one that I think is completely berserk is Thor. M. Bison. Like, this move literally looks so bad. It's so, like, it's so distracting. The animation, like, does not match what I think the hitbox is. It's so, like, janky. I just don't understand. I do not understand. Anyways, we can keep playing. But yeah, back to the noise thing. Listen to this. Listen to this. Okay. You hear that? There's literally a gadget pickup noise in the middle of Cassidy's NSIG. So I just don't get it, man. Why did they do this 2 weeks before the first, like, relevant tournament in 2.5 years? I can't even fathom. Like, the disconnect between esports and whatever everyone else at BMG is doing is so big. It's unfathomable. Genuinely. It is unfathomable how big of a disconnect there is. Also, they enabled easy anti-cheat, and you're forced to have easy anti-cheat on. Now, I have not extensively tested, or have I really looked into that, but that seems like something that maybe you don't want to do 2 weeks before the biggest tournament of all time. I don't know, like, the worst part for me is how it is completely in character for something like this to happen. You know, there has been so much outcry about the state of the game recently, you know, in the last year, it's gotten very loud and very, you know, rampant. Like it's spread to the entire community, that the entire community thinks the game is like uncompetitive and bad and unfun, right? You know, players are quitting left and right. It's really bad. So I don't understand why this is the thing, like, of all the changes you can do. You know, you can make systematic dodge changes, systematic movement changes, systematic ranked changes. But no, they make the console sounds, which nobody likes, apply to PC. I can't even fathom how that is what happens. It's it's so insane, man. It's so insane. And it's 2 weeks before MSI, the biggest tournament in 2.5 years. And there was, like, nobody knew this was coming. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And, like, okay, if something of this scale happened in a well-respected esport like League of Legends, the outcry would be so massive. It would be so massive. but with Brawlhalla, it's just expected. That's like the saddest part of it all. It's just, you expect something like this to happen, and it's not surprising. It's so ridiculous. Like, it is so ridiculous that this is even a problem. Why is this a problem? Why? Out of all the problems with Brawlhalla, instead of fixing the other ones, they're going and making more problems. Something completely ridiculous like this. That it's so absurd that this is even a problem at all, man. It's so insane. On the bright side, though, Diana's gun Ensig is one of like 3 moves in the entire game to actually get an upgrade with the sound changes. So, you know, some silver lining. I just can't. It's like, it's hilarious. I can't help but laugh. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. Like, the timing of it, it literally could not be any worse timing for something like this to happen. Dude, do you hear that? Do you hear how loud that is? Isn't that sick? That's just, oh. And then, that audio is at like 500%, and every other move is at like 10%. But this one is so loud. It's hilarious. Oh, it's just funny. Boom. I mean, that is how this move always should have sounded. Oh, and dude, the bow moves are literally just reversed. Like, they just changed. Like, Nair is recovery and recovery is Nair. That, like, this move is literally recovery, the old recovery sound effect, sped up. That's literally all gun area, or all bow areas now. It's, yeah. It's... I don't understand. I do not understand why this happened, man. I do not get it. Also, they added this, like, feature. Actually, that's not even something to complain about. But I will say, if you use the new feature for using recovery, if you're out of jumps, if you use that, you are a complete noob. That's just facts. They added a feature where you can toggle, if you're out of jumps and try to jump again, it will use your recovery. So, that's pretty good if you can't, like, count. That would be good. If you're a noob. But it's nice because it actually does help new players. But it's just hilarious that that's the first way that they help new players. Instead of, I don't know, maybe like fixing the ranking system so that when you launch the game the first time, you don't queue into somebody with like 5 times more skill than you. Anyways, it's so absurd that this happened. Like, genuinely, it is so absurd. And I know I just probably sound like I was complaining, and I was, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.